now have established the power of reputation, that people like Warren Buffett consider it their top priority, that it's something that celebrities construct intentionally and deliberately. It's something that CEOs, executives, entrepreneurs, and leaders are all mindful of. And people who have a rock-solid reputation, they didn't have that happen by accident, which leads us to understanding one of the problems that people face in creating this indestructible, rock-solid reputation, and that is compromise. It's ironic that as your reputation grows, as your influence expands, as your reach expands, and you have more of a chance to create impact in the world, so does the opportunity for temptation. So does the opportunity for indulgence. So does the opportunity to think that you can get away with things, that nobody will catch you, that you're bigger than the rules, bigger than the guidelines, and that is one of the most dangerous and destructive places that somebody can be. And one of the traits of people who are rock-solid leaders, people who develop these rock-solid reputations, is an absolute commitment to honesty. Now, by honesty, I don't just mean telling the truth. What I mean by honesty is I mean somebody who is committed to their values, somebody who is not willing to compromise on what they believe is right and wrong. And as your popularity increases, as your profile raises, it becomes harder and harder to do that because there are more and more opportunities coming your way, pulling you in a variety of directions. But one of the things you want to always be doing is running yourself through something that we call the New York Times test. The New York Times test. It applies to any decision that you ever make. If you say, well, should I write that off on my taxes or not? Should I talk to this person in that way or not? Should I take this business deal or not? Should I say this or should I do that? This world has an infinite number of choices that we make each and every day. Every choice adds on top of itself to ultimately build our reputation. And so when you look at how do I protect that reputation, what can I do strategically to make sure it is valuable, you have to evaluate always the impact of your choices. And the New York Times test helps you do that. And it's very simple. Anytime you're unsure about what decision you should make in terms of its ethical or moral impacts, potentially short-term or long-term on your reputation, just ask yourself this question. Would I be okay if the decision that I made today was splashed across the front page of the New York Times? How would I feel about that? How would I feel if my grandmother saw it? How would I feel if my spouse saw it, or my best friend, or my boss saw it, or all of my teammates? Or what if my subordinates and the people I'm leading? What would life look like? How would I feel if everybody knew, if everybody had insight into those secret moments, those private decisions? That is the New York Times test. And it is a great power when you are committed to honesty, because somebody who's committed to honesty never has to worry about somebody finding out their deep, dark secrets. Now, it doesn't mean that we live a perfect life, right? We've all made mistakes, but a rock-solid reputation comes from waking up day in and day out and saying, I'm going to do the right thing. I am committed to living my life and operating my business in a certain way, no matter how big or how famous I become. And when you do that, when you say that, and more importantly, when you live like that, people follow you. They trust you. They care for you. They pay attention to you, and ultimately, they buy from you. Whatever it is that you're promoting or you're selling or you're leading. Honesty is so, so powerful. Now, one of the other things that you need to be aware of inside of this space of honesty, integrity, is it's not just about who you are. It is also about who you surround yourself with. I sometimes think of this, I call it the smoking test. The smoking test. And I think about, sometimes when you walk out of an airport and there's no airport, there's no smoking in the airport, but sometimes you walk through, the airport doors and they open up and you go outside on the curb to get picked up, and often you will walk into this sort of wave or this waft of smoke. And that is because even if people are smoking many feet or many yards away from you, the impact of their choice is impacting you. The same is true with how we make decisions in our life and who we choose to spend time with. The people you surround yourself with and the people you surround yourself by, like the people who are in your circle and who you spend time with, their decisions, their choices will impact your reputation. That's what we're saying again. The people who you hang out with, the people who you surround yourself with, the people who you associate with, their decisions, their choices will impact your reputation. And so that is something that you have to be mindful of, right? I'm not saying you should or shouldn't hang out with any certain type of person. Your reputation is your decision. It's up to you to decide. But what is important is for you to recognize the influence and the power that other people have on you, and that your reputation is built partly by association. Also, the people you associate yourself with directly ties to the second part of the reputation formula, which is reach. If you remember all the way back to the first video, we said that the reputation is the combination of results times reach equals reputation. So far, we've been talking about results, character times productivity, and specifically these character traits, a few of the core character traits of people with rock solid reputations. But also, what affects your reputation is your reach. And there's two parts of reach. There's direct and there is indirect. Direct reach are the people that you have immediately available to you, people that you have immediate access to. It's people in your database, people who follow you. But the other part of reach is indirect reach, which is who do you have access to through the other people that you know. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next video, is how to quickly and mindfully expand your reach. But we have also noticed that many of us have limiting beliefs when it comes to expanding our reach. Some of us think it's vain to do that. Some of us think it's arrogant or egotistical to try to get our message out to more people. And anytime we have those limiting beliefs, guess what? We are going to sabotage ourselves from ever achieving that reach. But there is a switch, there is a mental change, a strategic shift in the mindset of the most influential people in the world that help them overcome that fear and that limiting belief. And that's what I'm going to share with you in the next video. And I'm also going to introduce to you that free gift that I told you about earlier. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Right now, though, I just want to also make a quick note that if you think that what we're talking about here with reputation strategy would apply to your organization, or if you're a part of a trade association, or you're a part of some team that you think needs to hear this message, this idea of character and productivity and results and reach, we would love to talk to you. Because I come out and speak about 30 times a year at different places. We also have other speakers on our team at Brand Builders Group. So if you're interested in that, I've gone ahead and we've put a little link down to a form where you can get more information about that. Either way though, make sure you come back and stay tuned for the next video, because we're going to talk about what I believe is the most powerful character trait of all of the traits that lead to a rock solid reputation. I'll see you soon.